Hey y'all, it's Sarah, and today I'm playing with a little bit more pie, and I'm going to use some of my Miniverse resin, a few other little items, and I want to jump in and share with you. So I've gotten some cheap Dollar Tree modeling clay. They have this kind, they have the kind in the kids area, and that one usually comes in some kind of package like this. Any of your modeling clays is fine. I would say Play-Doh or something air dry. However, when that dries, a lot of times it cracks. So I don't know how well that would work out. This one doesn't get hard until we add the resin. So that's why I'm going this route. You might work with some of those if you want to. But this is a shortcut in case you do have some kind of modeling clay already around. I'm using their white color. It's kind of off-white. So I've got a bottle cap here. I have some Miniverse. I have a Miniverse pie crust. And here you go, so you can kind of compare those sizes. However, it's the only one I have, and I don't really want to use it yet. So I'm doing this part pretty much like you would do the real thing. I rolled that out with just this little tube thing I've got, as flat as I possibly could get it, and now I'm poking it down around the edges into my little crust, and I'm just gonna cheat and flip over and pull that off a little, just like that, and I'll just go around the edge, and I'm pushing down on that and just breaking off whatever comes from the edge. Something like that. Got a little spot that looks kind of weak right there. Let's see if I can do a little something for that. Hopefully that'll blend in a little as I go. And I'm sure I'll decorate the edges in just a second, but I wanted to make sure that I got fairly close. Now to do my edges here, I've just got a thin toothpick. And I'm trying to space those out. Now that I finished those edges, I'm going to add a little color to mine, and I've just got a paintbrush, and you could use something like this, which is an artist palette. You could use some artist chalks. You could use this type of artist chalk, or you could even use just a cheap eyeshadow palette that happens to have colors that might be helpful. Anything along those lines. All of them are made of basically a mica-like pigment. So I'm coming in. I'm playing with this a little. I don't have a lot of experience with this, so I'm going to start with a yellow to tone down some of that off-white clay there. And I might come in with a little of whatever this tan looking color is. I don't know the names of these on this particular set. I've had it many years. So I'm hitting along those edges. And I might even come in with maybe this color right here. Something like this. I don't even have my glasses on to truly see what I'm doing. It's a guessing game here. I think I'm just adding layers until I kind of like the way that it's going. This one is going to be a pumpkin pie, so I feel like the edges should be browned a little bit. If you get it too dark, maybe go back over with some of your lighter color. And I'm really getting those sides. I probably could have also done this with my furniture marker, and I still may at the end if there's spots that look like they didn't get crisped to perfection. And even though we're not going to see the inside, I'm doing it too. So now that it's to that stage there, it is time for me to work on some filler. So I've got a couple resin colors. I've got an orange and a red, and I've got a little clear over here in case I need it. I have my chalks nearby in case I need a little bit more pigment. I have my little mixing cup here, and I've got some residue left in there. If you've seen one of my other videos, you'll know what that's from, and you'll recognize it in just a moment. I'm throwing in this orange resin, and I'm going to throw in a little bit of red. Oh, is anybody else's ketchup almost a pink color? Mine is almost a pink looking color. So I'm not going to use a whole much of that since it is so pink. I might even want to, because that is so pink, I'm going to grab a little bit of this chocolate glaze. I was not expecting that much pinkness to my red. So I'll drop a little of that in there. Let's start with a little color mixing on this resin so I can see where I'm at. Oh, now that is pretty close to the orange that I want. Not sure if it's going to stay close to that once I add the next ingredient, but I can always add more resin to put more pigment in there and just kind of go back and forth. So my next step is to take just some good old-fashioned foamy shaving cream. And you want to start with a little at a time. And I'm just going to start mixing it really good in that resin. You want all the shaving cream saturated so that it hardens. And this one we're going to have to do in layers to make sure it gets hardened all the way through. I don't know if you've found that with some of your pies that you've made with your other Miniverse kits, that some of the pies, since you can't get the light all the way through, they don't always harden in the middle. Definitely looks like I will need way more pigment in this. So you can see I've got a mess going in here. I took one of my little chalk sticks that was close to the color, and I scraped a little of that off in there. Added a little more of the orange, added a little more of the chocolatey color, and I'm just going to keep mixing until I get it to kind of a pumpkin pie color. And it might take a little hit or miss until you get it dark enough. Although I still have quite a bit of pigment down in the bottom of there that needs to get mixed in. Okay, so I've got it this kind of goopy consistency here. And like I mentioned, I'm going to do it a little layer at a time to run it through my little lamp, run it through your oven, and get each layer to harden. And then we'll add a little color to the end, finish it off. Now that I've got it full and it's mostly hardened, it's still a little tacky. I'm coming in with my darker. I wanted there to be light spots and dark spots in this pie, so I went ahead and made it lighter on the bottom so I could add darker colors over that creamy section, the pumpkin-y section. So you can see that's kind of darkened it up a little. And I'm bringing a slightly even darker brown. Now that my coloring is how I like, I went ahead and I mixed a little bit of the clear water resin with a little pinch of baking soda. And I really do just mean good old household baking soda. So I mixed a little bit of it on a piece of wax paper so that I could brush it over this. And I've just got a little brush that I'm going to brush this over. And you can see it's still pretty clear. I did not mix that much. And I'm doing a pretty good coat on my crust since my crust is soft. Whatever excess, I'm just throwing there in the middle. Now would be a good time if you want to add like some crosshatch. You would do the same thing over it. Like I still have the super thin sheet of dough here left from my crust. I could always cut some little strips to go across it if I wanted to, or I could go in and add some little, let's just see. I don't know if I can freehand one, but let's just find out. Move that out of the way and slide this over. And I'm going to try my best to freehand a little leaf here. See if I can get it up safely. Well, that wasn't too bad. If I can get it transferred safely. So now might be a time to stick that down in the center. And I'm trying to get like a little design there. A little leaf design. Let's see if I can replicate that. Oh, that wasn't too bad. They're pretty close. I am going to try to get the design on there now, though. And let's see. Can I get this on there without doing that right there? Oh, no. Oh, I'm struggling. So here's my results on my pumpkin pie. I think it's pretty cute, and I'll try to show you a little closer. And I'll tap on it for you so you can hear what it sounds like and get another little look. That's all I wanted to share. I know it's a little bit longer steps of way to do things, but it happens to be with things that I have already that I'm playing with and things that I had here at home or in my craft room. That's all I wanted to share. Talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.